Hey guys, and welcome to another vlog. I talked about in maybe one vlog ago doing kind of like a sit down vlog and just talking about graduating from PA school. That's Sammy's sheet that he puts on the stairs. He takes it out of his crate every morning. Graduating from PA school, taking the PANCE, applying from jobs, all of that stuff. Because there's a lot that I feel like I didn't know as a new grad or preparing to graduate. So we are going to make a coffee and have a little coffee and chat. Okay, so all that I have as far as my coffee materials is an espresso, which is pretty basic, but I feel like it works. So typically what I do is I will take my little mug. Let's move you guys back a little bit. Okay, got my mug. I use the Tirani vanilla bean. It's just kind of like my base syrup for everything. I also have caramel and like cupcake here, but I feel like so like I said, I have different flavors, but I just feel like vanilla bean is always a good base. So I do 3 pumps of this, and then oh, this needs more water. 1 second. Okay, while that's filling up, I really like the Bianco Doppio pods. I don't know if that's how you say it, but those are my fave. So let's do that. Let's have water. Okay. So I also love the Chobani cookie dough. So I usually pour that in with my syrup. Perfect. And then I brew my coffee into that. Okay guys, let's chat. I got my coffee made. It's pretty good today. The good thing about the Nespresso or making coffee at home is that I feel like you can just do the same thing every day and then it tastes the same every day. And that's the biggest thing with iced coffee is I hate when it doesn't. If I go to a coffee shop and I'm just like, this isn't good today. So that's why I love some at-home coffee and also save some money. So I just thought, I kind of mentioned this in a video. I don't know if it was the previous video or when it was, but just chatting about new grad life, passing the PANCE, and just, you know, how things have kind of been. I graduated December 13th, and I took my PANCE on January 6th. Because of when my program graduates, when we were eligible to sit for the PANCE, it was holiday Christmas time. So the soonest day I could take it was January 2nd. So I did have to study through Christmas and New Year's, but it was fine. I took it on January 6th and found out that I passed on January 14th. So since passing the PANCE, I obviously the next thing is getting a job. I started applying to jobs in September. I applied to a few, maybe like the end of summer, like end of July, August, but I really started my job hunt in September after passing the EOC. I applied to, I kid y'all not, probably like, I don't think it was quite 100 jobs between the EOC and graduation, but probably at least, you know, at least 70. I applied to all different specialties, outpatient, inpatient surgery, just kind of anything that sounded interesting, cool, sounded like it was a good setup as far as a first job, like I applied to it. I heard nothing back. I think I got a couple like rejection emails, but basically nothing, which was really discouraging because whenever we went back to school before we graduated, of course, everyone's talking about jobs and all the professors are asking if you have jobs lined up, and I didn't, and it kind of sucked. But there were a lot of people that were in the same boat as me. Within my friend group, we were kind of split on like who had jobs and who didn't. So yeah, it definitely was frustrating. You also had people that applied to fellowships and stuff like that, so it was a little bit all over the place. But for me personally, I had absolutely nothing, which honestly I came to terms with, and I was okay with it. I basically just decided that I was going to focus on graduating PA school, passing the PANCE, and then I was going to fully hard launch my job search after that. I did go to school in Knoxville, Tennessee, and then I planned on looking for a job in the Atlanta area, so things were already a little bit different for me opposed to some of my classmates. I also didn't have the luxury of doing a ton of rotations in the area I planned to move to, so I didn't get to make connections and meet different people and stuff like that. But it was fine. I just figured, you know what, I'm gonna graduate, pass the PANCE, and then what's meant to be will find me either through Indeed.com, LinkedIn, hospital website, ZipRecruiter.cafe, wherever it is. So I found out that I passed my PANCE on January 14th, and I fully launched into the job hunt after that. Updated my resume, put my -C on there, and just kind of just applied to so many jobs. I mean, I've definitely over maybe close to 200 jobs, like adding or with the 75 that I applied to after the EOC. Just applied to so many jobs everywhere. Thankfully, where I'm located, I was like willing to branch out a good deal, and so there was like a pretty big radius that I could apply to, and I applied to so many jobs. Like I have applied to literally just, I cannot even tell you all how many jobs, and I honestly I did not get the I did not hear back as much as I thought. I have compared it to college recruiting. If y'all didn't know, I was a gymnast in college. I competed at Penn State, and this all feels like the recruiting process where like you're sending your, back in my day, YouTube videos out to colleges and like hoping they'll email you and like invite you to camps, invite you on a visit and stuff, and it's like literally ghost town, like nothing back. But honestly, for me, I kind of was looking forward to the break after PA school. I figured, you know what, it's going to take me a few months to get a job, no big deal. I'm looking forward to resting and sleeping and not studying and like maybe picking up a hobby or two. Like I bought a 1,000-piece puzzle, like I can do that. So I wasn't too stressed about it. I also kind of went in with the mentality of like, I really want to pick literally just like recruiting. Like I don't want to screw myself over. I want to take my time, and I want to find a job that's really a good fit for me, because I don't want to start my career on a bad foot. So I don't want to rush into anything. I don't want to accept an offer that doesn't really sound great. I don't want to settle for making $20,000 less than I know I should be. Like I really, really wanted to take my time with the process. So I really wasn't that upset about it, although it was frustrating watching people get jobs when I wasn't. So basically, since graduating, passing the PANCE, it has just been job hunt and licensing. Licensing is the other thing that absolutely sucks. If I could advise, if you were watching this and you are a PA student, about to be a PA student, about to graduate from PA school, I highly, highly, highly recommend that you look into what licensing looks like for your state, what documentation is required, who you need forms from, all the things, just so that you can have that prepared and ready to go, because that has honestly been such a nightmare for me. Okay, but yes, licensing, it has just kind of been so chaotic because, oh, that's what I was saying. After you pass the PANCE, you will find that you do not have the brain cells to do anything. My brain was fried for 2 to 3 weeks. I mean, it takes so much out of you that you just, the last thing I wanted to do was run around town getting things notarized and all this stuff, which you have the time to do it, so it's fine. But I would just recommend figuring out what that process looks like for your state and then just having a plan for how you're going to go about it. So I have been working on that. I have been applying to jobs everywhere, just looking for something to stick. It has been kind of rough, but honestly, again, I'm enjoying the break. It has been kind of nice to just live my life without any responsibility. Since graduating, some fun things that I've done. I have taken so many naps. I love taking naps. I'm also just recognizing that, like, you start working and then you work for like 30 years. So, like, why not enjoy unemployment while you can? Am I right? So I've just enjoyed having slow mornings, getting into a good workout routine, really teaching myself just not to rush and just, you know, enjoy the day, enjoy what every day brings, and just relax, because I haven't been able to do that in a while. I don't think that any of us, like my friends, we didn't realize how much PA school sucked out of us until we were on the other side of it, and we're like, you feel like you're becoming yourself again. But I have really been trying to just do things that make me happy. I went to New York for a weekend. My family and I went to Disney World. I went to the beach. I have been to a couple weddings, like just really taking time to slow down. And I think that is something too that I know I struggled with, is like, you know, you graduate college and it's like, I got to do what I need to do to get into PA school, then you get into PA school, then you're grinding, then you get through it, then you pass your PANCE, and it's like you're looking for the what's next. But like, just enjoy having nothing for a second. You will find a job. Hopefully we will all find a job. But I'm just enjoying just, you know, enjoying life, you know, not having someone tell me what I have to do, not running around following a preceptor. I'm not studying for an EOR. I'm not doing Quizlet. I'm not on UWorld. I'm not on Rosh. Like, this is what dreams are made of, kind of. But I did just want to say, like, it is really easy to graduate and compare yourself to people who already have jobs and have all their ducks in a row seemingly and are ready to like jump into the next thing. And while, you know, you can be really happy for those people, I think it's really important to just trust your own journey and just let things happen how they're gonna happen. It would be, you know, obviously it'd be nice to like have a job and have a contract signed and all that stuff, but like, the reality is, you know, eventually you will find a job. I don't know when it will be, but eventually, you know, I'll find a job and it'll all work out. And that's just kind of the mentality that I've been taking, just taking everything day by day, really being intentional about the jobs that I apply to, being intentional about the questions that I have asked during interviews, and really just giving yourself grace through the whole process. You know, if you have gone through PA school, you know how hard it is and how hard you've worked, and you deserve a job and a career that feels rewarding to you. So if that takes a month after graduating, if that takes 2 months, if that takes 3 months, like, I just think I'm realizing that it's not abnormal to not have a job yet. And I think I thought that was abnormal at first, so I was freaking out a little bit, but it's not. I think there's a lot of people that don't have jobs lined up right out of PA school, and if you're in that boat, it is okay. So that's pretty much what I've been doing. I'm trying to think of what else. Yeah, I just kind of have taken on the title of stay-at-home daughter, and it's kind of nice, honestly. You know, it's not a forever thing, obviously, but it's just kind of nice, you know, finding other things to do. But I really just wanted to shed some light on the realities of graduating PA school, because, you know, it's kind of like, it's also, I mean, it's kind of like college recruiting, I mentioned that, but it also feels like dating, where, you know, when you're little, people would say like, oh, you're gonna have boys lining up for you, and then you get older and you're like, where are they? Where is the line? Like, I was sold this, you know, other narrative, and it kind of feels the same where you're like, oh, I'm in healthcare, like there's always a job in healthcare, they always need more providers, they always need, you know, more PAs, and then it's like, oh, does nobody need one anymore? Like, what the heck is happening? So you just have to trust the process. That's what I've been doing. But my friends and I have had many conversations just about how different things are since graduating than what we thought they were going to be, and how we just wish someone would have told us, because it could have just saved us all a little bit of the freaking out. So and I don't say any of this to discourage you or be like, you're not going to have a job, but I do think that it is nice to hear realistically that you may not graduate and sign your contract the next day, and that is okay. But also, like, it's just I feel like when you're comparing yourself to that, it's very easy to get discouraged and feel down about it. So if that is you, that's great. If that's not you, that's great too. There are jobs out there. We just kind of have to find them and find the one that works for us. But it's okay. Like, if you are, you know, like me and other people who go back to school and everyone's asking, oh, where are you working? Do you have a job yet? Like, it's okay to be like, no, I don't. Like, you know, there's other things. Yes, you still have to graduate. You still have to pass your PANCE, all of that stuff. So I feel like that was kind of a ramble, but I just wanted to check in, let you guys know what I've been up to. The licensing stuff also is just kind of a headache. So it's nice that I'm not working yet, because I have the time to hop on the phone and call and check in on things and check my portal and all that stuff, which I actually need to do today. You just have time to like run around and do all that stuff. If they tell you that a form wasn't filled out right, you can go fix it real quick, because you're literally not doing anything. So that's pretty much what I've been doing, just trying to establish who I am as a person who is not in PA school anymore, figuring out what new hobbies and habits I want to adapt as I look on to, you know, starting a career and having a job. Like, what do I want my workout routine to look like? What do I want my morning routine to look like? All of those things. So it's honestly not that bad. You know, at the end of the day, I'm not in PA school anymore, and honestly, that is the best thing ever. So, you know, if you're graduating and you're freaking out about not jumping into work, I hope that you just take a minute and take a breath, because honestly, you have your whole life to work. That's what I've been telling myself. I have my whole life to work. It is okay if I sit here for another 2 weeks or so. So that's what's been going on. I'm going to enjoy my iced coffee and check in on my licensing stuff. I might work on my 1,000-piece puzzle and just kind of continue to live life. So that is what is up. If anyone has any questions or wants to know anything, studying for the PANCE, I can't tell you how to get a job, so we're figuring that out together. But yeah, if you guys have any questions or anything, let me know, and I will see you in the next video.